This topic is called linear graphs, and I'm going to be talking you through the steps to create linear graphs, including the drawing of those, the construction of those, and of course the equations for those that will make those true. All right, so first things first, I'm going to assume that folks know how to plot coordinates. So for example, here this one says -3, 1. -3, 1 just means 3 back or 3 to the left, and -1 would be 1 down. So that's -3, 1. So what we have is what we call an x coordinate. This one would be the x, and this one here would be the y. So the x coordinate is simply left and right. Negative is on this side here. That's my negative, and this is my positive on this side here. Now the same, of course, is for the y. Y, of course, is now up and down. So while this is left and right, the y is going to be up and down. This is positive up here, and this is negative down here. So, for example, if it says 1, 3, that means 1 along, in this case to the right. So we start at the origin, we go 1 to the right, and we go 3 up. 1, 2, 3. There it is. X marks the spot. And there's 1, 3. All right, well, let's get straight into it then and have a look at drawing some graphs. So first thing is, often we're presented with an equation of some sort. In this case, it says draw the line of y as 2x plus 1. First, complete the table. So in this case, we're given an equation, which is y is equal to 2x plus 1. And we're given an x value. And what we're going to do is we're going to take that x value and just insert it into the equation. So we're going to substitute that in. So in this case, we're going to have a -2 in here. So I could actually rewrite this here. It's got the value here is -3. Let's just check that. So I've got y as 2x plus 1. So that's going to be 2 times x. What's the value of x? Oh, here it is. -2 times -2 plus 1. And lo and behold, 2 times -2 is -4. Plus 1 is -3. So now we've got a coordinate -2, -3. I can write that in. -2, -3. And that's my first coordinate. Let's have a look at this next one. So I'm going to write y is equal to 2x, 2 times x plus 1. That's 2 times x. What's the value of x? -1 plus 1. So -2 times 1 is -2. Plus 1 is -1. So I'll put a -1 here. In fact, I'll leave a bit of space. And now I've got my coordinate. I've got -1, -1. We should actually leave a space here, and just after the comma. All right, we've got a 0 here. That's going to be 2 times, well, it's 2x plus 1. That's 2 times 0 plus 1. 2 times 0 plus 1. Now, what's 2 times 0? Well, 2 times 0 is 0. Plus 1 is 1, so it's going to be 0. That's my x value. And 1 is my y value. Let's have a look at this one here. This is going to be a 1. So it's going to be 2 times x is 1 plus 1. Well, 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1 is 3. So it's going to be 1, my x value, 3. And this last one here, this one's only done for me, but I'll do this one here. That's going to be 2 times, because it's 2 times x, substituting 2 times 2 plus 1. 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1 is 5. So it's going to be 2, 5. All right, this one is 7. So in other words, what we're talking about is a 3, 7. They just plonked in the 3 there. So if we were to sketch this, you'd end up with something that looks something like this. And I'm just going to sketch this really. Although having said that, we could, if we were feeling a little bit more sophisticated here, we could actually just take, I'm actually inclined to do that actually. I'm going to grab a page of actual squared paper. Here we go. I'll do that now. I'll grab a page of squared paper. Let's see if we can, here we go, let's rip one out of a book. Here we go. So I'm actually going to now create the axes for this and draw the whole thing up. I was going to sketch it over here, but that probably was not the best idea. Probably much better is to do it like this. I'm actually going to use the thick, bold lines. Here we go. So these are going to be for my axes. Here we go. I got my origin in the middle. This is going to be my y-axis. Really important to label all the axes and so on. I always have arrows on the ends of each of these, although sometimes I forget. All right, so that's what we've got. First one is -2, -3. So -2, that's -2, 1, 2. That's my -2, and -3, 1, 2, 3. That's -2, -3, -2, -3. There it is. And what we can actually do, well, one way, of course, is just to plot every point. Another way is to plot the two most extreme points and then just draw a line between them. All right, now let's have a look. We've got -1, -1. So let's do that now. -1, -1. Here it is. It's my -1, -1. There it is. Next one is 0, 1. 0 along, 1 up. That's the one there. 0, 1. That's like a 6 there, actually. 0, 1. There it is. We've got a 1 along, 3 up. 1 along and 3 up. There it is, 1, 3. We've got a 2 along, 5 up. 1, 2 along and 5 up. 3, 4, 5. That's 2 along, 5 up. There it is. And we're going to do a 3 along, 7 up. 1, 2, 3 along and 5, 6, 7. There it is, at 3 along and 7 up. What I'm going to do now is just simply draw a line between those. Now, the important thing here, and a lot of folks do forget this, is we're going to draw right through those lines. We're not just going to join those lines up, but we're actually going to, so we're not going to go from here to here and say that's our line. That would be a line segment. We're not going to be drawing a line segment. We're going to be drawing a line, and it's a continuous line. It's going to go right through there, and it's going to continue on in either direction. So I'm going to draw it like this. So it goes right through there. Now, we're going to have an arrow on either end to show it's a continuous line. And at this point, it's worth noting that if we had something that looks like that, we would call that a line segment, yeah? If we had an arrow on one end, so like this, for example, we would call that a ray. And if we had a line on both ends, such as this, it would be a line or a continuous line. So we want to deal with lines, not rays, and not line segments. So there is the line. We're going to just add one more thing to really complete this, and that is to write the name of the line, which is y is 2x plus 1. So here it is, y is equal to 2x plus 1. All right, hopefully you'll get some practice on that. But that's from the Gamma book, exercise 8.01, and we've just done question number 1.